Here's your super well. The world. Is that how about making? Get time. Oh, get time. Back. It was a back. You mean to the get our time. How do I get anyone? Oh, get chaos and our preparing your back. It was a back. You mean to the get time. How do I get anyone? Oh, get time. There's no back. It was a back. You mean to the get our time. How do I get anyone? Oh, get chaos and our preparing your back. I'm back. You need the Skeksis.
Hogarth.
Professor.
It's difficult.
Blown away. You need the make the Skeksis. Chaos. Do I dream masters out to be this? What's going on? Better not come back to anybody. Hedgehog. Get back to the cops. Going on? Come in. You know what can I say? No way back. Cops. Going on? You're almost out of back to anybody. Hedgehog. Get back to the pyramid. Going on? You know what can I say? The one and only, the ultimate. Grant you one. It all starts with this. A jewel containing the innocent. There's no super you. Gotta go now. Maria, my master.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. My name is Daramouthe, or Dara for short, because some of you people, all right, I get it, right? You want to make fun of me? It's okay, right? Saying Daramouthe, I get it, but it's time to grow up, okay? It's time to get your act together. But anyway, I get to be joined once again by the King Man himself, the K-Man, the top dog, the original G, if you will. Maybe small G, but we'll get there. But
We'll see how it goes.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I to kind of give some what's the term that kind of context? Well, not context, but like preface, whatever they call it. Last time I had on the Chi-Town Gamers, and it was mostly just you and Kristen. You had a third guy, but the scheduling didn't work out for him to come, so he wasn't able to join.
Yeah.
But it was you and Kristen that came, and I think it was during like winter time or whatever, and it was kind of nice.
October, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Man, your memories is better than mine because there's been a lot.
I mean, it was our second episode, the second ever podcast, being on a podcast. So it was it meant a lot to us,
Who was your first?
It was a group called Hot Take Wrestling. They did our first one.
Okay, now that's something I'd be questioning. I was like, what do you guys have to do with wrestling?
I mean, it was more of support for them because they're from Chicago. We're from Chicago, so
right.
I mean, I just happened to know them just for spotting them on Twitch one day, and they're just like, oh, okay, I can just talk to about wrestling on my end because that's my habit of mine where I just watch wrestling since I was a kid. So
nice.
So there's a lot of relatability.
Yeah. Well, no, and it's, I mean, nothing against on the fact of the matter. It's just that's sort of one of the things I've kind of run into is with this thing of and I got sort of an interesting DM conversation I got into about doing this thing, but like doing this thing of being able to talk to people, what creators, because you and Kristen are creators, right? Well, actually, your whole group is the whole Chi-Town Gamers is a group that is gaming and all that stuff, and they're all creators, but getting to talk to you guys. I was double teamed, which is not, some people prefer that, some people don't. But it was a great, it was a great time, and yeah, I do kind of forget things, but at the end of the day, though, this thing I'm doing, especially with you, and of course I had Pudge and Lumpy, and I've had all sorts of people, creator or not. The thing I'm doing with this is to kind of not only show, but to also kind of, I don't want to say archive, but kind of keep a recording of the moment of that time, right? So it's not like a time capsule because that's kind of weird thing to say, and I think people are like, oh look, they're so old now. Uh,
No, nah, I wouldn't say that. I would say that this is where people can recapture or recapsule a moment that
yeah,
that means a lot to them, and then for those who feel the same way, they'd be like, "Oh, so this is where his start was at. He
yeah,
started from here, and then the
yeah.
trajectory just go up." So,
That's
I
right.
mean,
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear when you win the lottery though. That's what I'm really waiting for.
that's a hard sell. That's a hard
That
sell. But
I
I'll at least say this is
uh
my first solo, the first
yeah,
solo.
yeah.
So
Get
at
the
least that counts for something, right?
yeah, 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 obviously, yeah, dude. Cause again, like you, I know that Kristen, you obviously do trucking, and Kristen is a teacher, or no, bus driver. I think it
Whatsoever, yep.
was. Yeah, bus driver. So you both have to have CDLs to kind of do the thing you do.
Yeah.
But
His
I
is
mean,
more mine's is more class A, which is like the omega of it all.
oh yeah, oh, yeah,
His is just more just like centered towards like
yeah.
buses and any other vehicles of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah, because below that, I believe, is like what they call a chauffeur's license. I mean,
Mm.
there's like state ID, and then there's like driver's license, and then there's like chauffeur license, and then there's like the CLD level, like C to A, at
Mhm.
least from what I understand. But
Yeah.
no, it's just because there was something I ran a while back. Um, there was someone I was trying to invite on again, and they eventually something happened. They had to go to the hospital, so completely different. But I'm glad they're okay. But it was sort of the moment of like there are a lot of people I've come across, great people. Some people who said, "Hey, I don't think I have anything of interest to say or whatever," which is kind of funny because usually those are the people who do, you know, creator or not. Uh,
Mhm.
and I've dealt with people that were kind of challenging in their own way. But I just for all this thing is worth, especially with you, Kristen, Tomby. I mean, all the people I've come across. The most important thing I want people to understand, and even you guys yourself, is that we get to share this moment, right? Like we're
Yeah.
taking time out of our lives. Obviously yours because you are a content creator as well. You're doing all this stuff, so you're giving me your time. But we get to share this moment in time and talk about whatever, and you go back to what you're doing, and there's sort of that joy with it, and there's sort of that sadness with it because to kind of bring in the wrestling part. We all know that the Hulk
Mhm.
mania passed away this week, and a few other people as well, which is
Yep.
kind of interesting.
Ozzy, Malcolm, Jamar Warner.
Mhm.
I
Chuck
think
Mangione is another
Chuck,
one.
yep,
Yeah,
and George something. I can't
yeah.
remember the last name. It's George P. I think it's
Oh,
supposed to be another artist, I think. So
oh, okay.
it was
Yeah,
five in total.
because I only knew of Ozzy, Chuck, and the Hulk and Jamal, the son of in the Bill Cosby show.
Yep.
Um, but it's sort of like you never know when your moment is last. And
Mhm.
so or you never know if the one time you get that person is gonna be your only time you just get a moment, right? I'm pretty sure you've seen the movies, right, where they talk about there's a moment in time or something like that, whatever. I feel like that this is that sort of thing where it's a moment and you can share and just be fruitful in whatever you wanna go with this thing because y- your content creation is mostly gaming, at least from what I remember, and of course what I've seen because I've stopped. I remember stopping at least sometime after we had gotten done to kind of see what you were doing.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's just me trying to say that you're not less than or whatever. It's just there's this thing I'm trying to do that has unlimited potential, but I also understand that people kind of, you know, I try to bring people back, but it's yeah, that's just one of the things I've learned in doing this is that this is a huge important thing I've taken up on. I found my place in, and there can be a sentiment of people getting left behind, not in a bad way. It's just you see it all the time, like your childhood, right? Like you've had
Mhm.
probably childhood friends,
Yep.
and not and you probably aren't. there are probably some you aren't still friends with or whatever. Or they've gone and done their thing. It's sort of like that in life, but it's for me. It's not with this because I can go back, but yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but also at the same time, it's like it's trying to. Mm, it's
I mean,
words.
I mean, I understand. I understand. It's
Yeah.
just for the way I made content for this long, because people don't believe that I've been making content for like about 10 plus years.
Jeez.
So so all of it been around gaming and our shenanigans, at least Chi-Town Gamers concerned. But I
Uh.
think I think with me individually, it's been interesting how
Mm,
like I can just do what I do for Chi-Town
mm,
on one side, and then do what I got to do on my regular side.
mm,
Um, it's just like, oh, okay, I got to span my horizons. I got to do this, do that. But I guess with me, it's just I know what I want to leave behind once I'm done,
yeah.
and I always think about, okay, if I'm not gonna do this anymore, what will people remember me by?
Yeah.
What will the most funniest things ever? What's up,
Mm,
demon? What is the most people will remember me by? What things I've done where people be like, I never knew he did this. Or
he
so
did that. What?
I mean, I get it all the time, especially sometimes either during my streams or sometimes doing it on TikTok as well.
Mm,
At least able to have some of my content at least displayed out throughout the week, and people be like, "Wait, you play this? No
yeah.
way!" I was like, "Well, yeah. I mean, there's a reason I played this game for like 10 years,
Yeah.
or is a reason why I have a talent of just like, okay, however I clip it for
Mm,
whatever moment that is, how
mm,
am I going to put it out there? How it's going to be like presented? Is it going to be music involved or not? Or what do I want people to see out of this?
yeah.
Is it a truly funny moment? Is it the greatest highlight you ever seen in your life? Is it the
Yeah.
most funniest? That's always been my goal with it for the past 10 years. So it's just like
Yeah.
the
And
fact that I can say 10 years and be like, oh, I'm not even 30 yet. Oh, that's fantastic.
well, and it's funny too because the gentleman I had on yesterday, Fanatic, was in that sort of same boat, and he's on like 10 different platforms and
Mhm.
stuff. And you do have a there are probably a big chunk of people out there that have been doing for 10 plus years, but it's not with whatever you do, right? Politics, gaming, whatever it is. But I mean, for that retrospect, I mean, to be able to be yourself, but also to leave, like you said, leave a piece behind of that is how that person was, straight up. There is no filler, there is no makeup, there's no sort of thing like you kind of get with some because of the money and all this stuff. And that's what I've always seen this as, because I don't, when I'm trying when I'm trying to explain this to somebody, like, oh, so what are the topics? I'm like, there are no topics. And it's like, wait, what is this show about? It's like, just come on, we have a conversation about whatever. And and I was like I was saying back to you backstage, someone was, coming kind of not in a mean way, it didn't seem like, but they were kind of coming after me, like, why was I doing this thing, because their point was like, you're just getting into this to be growth and do all this stuff, which I mean, I'm grateful for, whatever, I do look at the metrics. I'm not gonna lie about that,
Yeah.
but I've never let metrics be the domineering factor of why I do this thing, right? Like, it just it all weighs on you. It weighs on you when you start looking at your metrics like, okay, I gotta do this, this, and this correct, or otherwise I'm not gonna get the thousands of viewers and all this stuff and the fluff, and it just
I mean, you're a different different breed.
oh,
Not
thanks.
you're I mean, as far as that kind of mindset, people don't think like that, especially nowadays where it's about clip farming, where it's about trying to get at an edge or something. Like you said, we capture moments, but the way other people capture moments, it'd be like, oh, it's either detrimenting somebody's livelihood,
Mhm,
or it's just something that it was funny, but then people in the chat or people that'll be in the comment section
mhm,
will, basically narrow pick it down, like, okay, oh, he does that, and then we gotta research this person. Oh, this
Yeah.
person's bad, or this person's good.
Mm,
It's always that kind of
mm,
dynamic is happening, especially
yeah.
nowadays. It's really
Ugh,
getting more impactful. So,
ugh.
but the way you're thinking is just more of like it's a good service. It's a good service amongst the people.
Mm,
Some people will get their shine, some people won't because it depends. It's your schedule, it's your show.
yeah.
So the fact that you're doing something that is meaningful to you, and then you're sharing it with having somebody like myself to have a spotlight of like, okay, we want to highlight you, but we also want to have a true conversation because there's something in you that's just like, I gotta talk to this guy. So that's pretty much how it goes. I mean, the whole podcast scene
Yeah.
got more like skyrocket because of COVID, and
Yeah.
then there was nothing else to do. So it's just like, okay, we're gonna just start talking to people. How's your life? What did you do? Then once you start being more invested into how their upbringing is, how they
Yeah.
have they done this and done that and done this and done that, and you'd be like, wait, he's interesting.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other part too, is because, like I was saying earlier, there are people I've come across. Sometimes they're a little anxiety ridden, so you have them not show their face. Sometimes people don't show their face, but do have people. I have come across people who do say, "Hey, I really don't think come. I don't really have anything interesting to say to come on the show." And there are times where they don't, and there are times when they do. But it's like you do have that thing out there where creator or not. Like I'm not sitting here saying I'm just creator only. No, I do more beyond, because everyone has something, even if they don't believe it. And like you
Mhm.
were saying earlier, like with you with you and Kristen, it was just like to try and reach out, like, would you like to come on? Because usually I don't. I'll be honest, I don't research people. Well,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit, because you
Just
can
tad
always
bit.
have just a tad bit, just in case, like the red flags or stuff. Because there are bad actors out there. Not saying that you are. It's just there are bad actors out there, right? And you don't want to get, because I'll give you an example. A
Mhm.
long while ago, I was invited on the show. I'm not gonna name their name because that's a long time ago. But anyways, invited on their show.
Mhm.
They were using some weird different setup. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't like StreamYard or Restream or whatever. But it was invited on their show, and they were talking about different stuff. Politics came up. I kind of gave my honest opinion about it. And then at a certain point, I think it was towards the end, all of a sudden they just like they were pretending that it was windy in their room and all this stuff, and I was just booted out. I'm like, what the heck just happened here? And later to come to find out, because they were still streaming, I was kicked off and they brought someone on after me. And I'm just like, because I was texting like, hey, is everything all right? Is everything okay? Because I didn't know what went on. No, they just kicked me off to have someone else, and I'm like, you serious?
Yeah, yeah.
I
People
just
be like that, man. It's cruel.
and they were the ones that invited me on their show, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, whatever. But there are
Mhm.
people like that, and for me, it's just like it's like I was trying to kind of come up with it, and it's sort of like a library, and it's not a library of like collecting stories or whatever. It's about collecting the individual, because beyond the scope of content creator, not you have a lot of people who don't believe they have something worth saying, and the falsity in that alone shows you that there is something worth saying. Last time I was talking about trucking. You do trucking. Trucking is your livelihood beyond content creation. You talk about your experience and stuff. I don't think people understand that unless they have a family member who works with trucks or who is in
Mhm.
trucking like yourself, right? So there are a lot of people who don't understand of how important, because like you were talking about COVID, like when COVID had happened, that whole chain system went awry, and it was just insane to show how fragile our system is.
Right.
And it relies on people like yourself who do, the deliveries through truck and whatnot. But to have someone who's like on the ground, in that area, and has the experience, you get that firsthand, all that stuff. This isn't some Joe Schmo who went on CNN, looked pretty, and all that stuff, and got the makeup. I don't know if they get makeup or not. I'm just saying.
They probably are.
Yeah.
They probably are.
You know that
They're involved in the whole international television. Nah, you gotta show a little pretty. You gotta show a little pretty.
I was wondering why some of them have so much mascara, and they're guys too. But but it's just like it's so valuable for me. It's so valuable in itself because I like I said, I get to share a moment, but I get to capture that moment as well because I don't think people understand of how yes, it is difficult to some degree when you're meeting someone new and having a conversation with about whatever, but to understand of how valuable that is too, because like this past week, the last week has shown, life's
Mhm.
finite. Like I don't think anyone was expecting Hulk Hogan to go that way, but there you go.
Yeah, last week was crazy. And what's crazy was I was also having a bad week, but it wasn't like nothing terrible. It's just like, all right, work wise, I'm starting to forget things and whatever.
Yeah.
And then the last week for this last weekend, they sent me up to New York. I was just like, oh, this is the last thing I want right now. But I was like, all right, but yeah, I guess with that Monday happening, it just death after death after death after death. I was just like, okay, wait a
Yeah.
minute, this is something going just terribly wrong.
Yeah.
But it does touch on like okay, like we were saying before, like what do I want to leave behind,
Yeah.
and like Malcolm able to at least leave enough behind, at least in the for I say what maybe
Mhm.
millennials, and maybe some of us Gen Zs. I would say like I'm the in betweener because of my when I was born or whatever. But
Mhm.
for that age group,
Mhm.
they will remember him Malcolm because like he was just inspirational. Did everything in Bill Cosby shows. He did everything with
Yeah.
Malcolm and Eddie. That was a
Mhm.
great show. I loved that one. Just being an activist and everything for the black community. It was great. Cool.
Mm.
Ozzy, I didn't really get in tune to Ozzy until maybe like early this year, which is music wise. I didn't know much about Ozzy and his crazy lifestyle, and so him biting the bat
Yeah, that
and
was funny.
you know uh you know uh domestically abusing his
Sharon.
wife, but it was they both was happening to each other, so they stuck with each other. So I mean hey, happy couple, happy life.
Yeah.
So that was a shocker, but when I got in tune with his music, I was like, oh, okay, because most people gonna be looking at me, they'd be like, all right, he just hip hop rap. I'm like, no, I listen to everything. It's just with
Yeah.
Ozzy, it's just like, okay, I've been listening to Black Sabbath for a long time, like the Iron Man classic,
Mhm.
Paranoid classic, um, War Pigs classic, and
Nice.
then I didn't get in touch to his individual stuff until like later on. I think is something with number nine. I can't remember.
Oh,
I remember that song and Crazy Train. I just listened to that recently, so I was like, wow. But he definitely left the legacy because he practically invented heavy metal. So I was like, I can't be mad at something that I want to be like an original guy to do
yeah.
something, and he's the original guy. That's like, yo, I started it all. Even he wasn't alone, but
Yeah.
his name will still be mentioned.
Yeah.
And then with Hulk Hogan, on the other hand,
Yeah.
he though I always want to just like say certain things about Hulk Hogan because as a kid,
Uh-huh.
I didn't get in touch to really like wrestling like that until WrestleMania 19.
Wow.
And WrestleMania 19 was great because we used to have a TV that had a DVD on the side
Mhm.
with the actual TV with the big booty backs, as most people like to say, the
Yeah.
big booty backs of TV.
Mhm.
You had the DVD on one side, then you had the VH tape on
Mhm.
the other side.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I remember like WrestleMania 19 was able to have most of the show until like the taping started going to another show or whatever. But
Mhm.
at least for that tape, it captures when Hulk Hogan came out going against Vince McMahon, the chairman of the board and everything.
Yeah.
Even it's crazy how both of them are like semi disregarded in today's society, but that's
Yeah.
another topic. But
Yeah.
the whole brought on of Hulk Hogan, him coming out with Voodoo Child with Jimi
Uh-huh.
Hendrix, that song, I was like, I never heard this kind of music before. Then later on, when I got into Jimi Hendrix,
Uh-huh.
being that African American, just really good with the bass guitar.
Mhm.
That song still today, I'm just like, oof, I still get goosebumps listening to it and everything. But
Oh, yeah.
for him to come out of there, I was like, okay, I like Hulk Hogan. I wasn't like, oh, like yeah, but playing the games and everything like that, I'm like, okay, Hulk Hogan is cool. He's cool. But
Yeah.
then 10 years, into 2020, he starts saying some out of pocket stuff.
Uh-huh.
I was like, hey, look, you, you leave me no choice, man. Like we was starting to like you, and then here you go with this crap. So it's just
Uh-huh.
like you force people to draw a line the first
Yeah.
time. You force
Mhm.
people to draw a line the first time with your verbiage. You could have you apologize, whatever, that's fine. But
Mhm.
then I think between 2 years ago, where he had either 2 years ago or last year, where you had a black woman working under you for your American beer company. You're
Oh.
supposed to just managing that,
Mhm.
and then when it comes to an event that she was setting up in
Mhm.
Florida, you were there, but then you fired her
Hmm.
in no particular reason. Like everybody's still trying to look up the reason why, and
Interesting.
and then with everybody's still going to go back to what you said. 2020, yeah, 2020
Uh-huh.
about black people, about all the stuff he said,
Mhm.
and then when he died, everybody's like conflicted of like,
Mm.
okay, we want to give him his flowers because of the business side of wrestling, but
Right.
then you scarred like literally one racial group, which
Uh-huh.
other people from other racial groups started to just, I wouldn't say bandwagon, but they jumped in because it's not morally right.
Mhm.
It's not justifiably right about
Right.
what you said and what you've done.
Mhm.
So I can say wrestling wise, salute.
Mhm.
But Terry, no other said, no one likes a racist. No one likes a racist, and then it's like you trying to apologize, but then you still double down, and then like people are starting to have that divided line nowadays. With any creators out there, anybody just
Mm.
saying anything that
Yeah.
you're he left a legacy of everybody come together in one side, but you left a total divided line on another, on a global scale. So
Yeah. That's understandable in that regard. I mean, I didn't again, I the only thing of much of Hulk Hogan I know about is the Gawker stuff, and of course he was in Gremlins too, so there's that. That was there was a sordid history that shut down Gawker for good, at least one would hope anyway.
mhm.
Um, but no, and that's understandable. But and of course, obviously, the other person was Chuck Mangione, who was a musician. But if you ever saw the show, what was the show? King of the Hill. King
Oh
of the
yeah.
Hill. He was in it as sort of like a an advertiser or something like that for the Megalomart that was in that
Mm,
series, and so he would be like he'd play his horn and do one of I think one of his famous songs. But for me, in the regard of like the whole week or 2 weeks or however much it was, the issue for me that kept coming up was that a lot of people started saying this is the worst year ever. And I was like, I had to take a step back. It's like, well, wait a second. You guys said that last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. And for me, that struck a chord of, are you really meaning what you say, or are you saying it because of how you feel? And obviously, it's probably mostly how they feel. But the problem of it is the wording is kind of like it's a misuse of something that doesn't is just part of life. Like we don't get to be born and grow up to not cease.
mhm.
And so to hear a lot of people, and there was a bunch of people on social media that said it, a bunch of people, and I'm like, well, what happened? Who's still talking about James Earl Jones? James Earl Jones died last year. Where's the talk on that? Betty White died like 20, 21, 22. Who's still talking about it? Look, I get the sadness, I get the grief of all that stuff. But when people start talking like it's the worst year ever, I'm like, you're still alive.
Yeah.
I can't really see how it's the worst year ever for you unless you're like poor and destitute and a whole bunch of other things down the line. And it's just that was the one thing that got me was what keep I kept seeing people say this is the worst year ever. And I'm like, you're still alive though.
Yeah.
How is it the worst year ever? I just
I mean, it is over. I will say that the verbiage is overplayed, but
yeah,
yes, it is all still driven in emotion at that period of time. People are not
yeah,
thinking about it in that period of time of like, oh, the other passings like that. Now, unless like you're in that um you're mentally checked on like, okay, I know where I am in society and everything like that. Like you're 100% knowing of your existence and you know that this is gonna happen.
yeah,
Those are like the the one percenters that
yeah.
think like that. I mean,
Thanks.
even for me, I would say like it ain't the worst because I mean, if we're gonna buy like globally,
Yeah,
it's practically every year now. Individually, I would say 2021, but
yeah.
so I mean, it's all good though. But
But you've probably had moments in your personal life where you've probably felt that. I mean, not like celebrity deaths, but like work related or life related or whatever.
yeah,
But you're still here. That's the main point is that the caveman still rides no matter what. But it was just that thing to me which I understood it, but I didn't understand it at the same time. And that's what kept getting me is like I see a lot of people, even people who consider them content creators or not, and all this stuff. It's just like, what does it become when a lot of people say it's the worst year ever because somebody passes? And while it is sad, and I'm not taking away from the bereavement and showing grief and all this stuff, but what I'm trying to get at is like, if you're still alive, it's not the worst
yeah,
because there are a lot of people out there who who self-harm and all that stuff, and every day, almost every day of their lives feels like it's the worst year ever, and some eventually cease to exist because they take their own way out. But I'm like,
mm,
when you have that sort of thing and then you compare it to people bemoaning about someone passing away, especially within the confinement of like 3 or 4 within a week's time or whatever.
mm,
It's like it puts in perspective like your thing you talk about is completely abysmal to people who just don't see any hope for themselves, right?
yeah,
If that makes sense. And it's not trying to bring it down. It's trying to bring perspective of as long as you're alive, you have the biggest opportunity. What are you going to do with it?
yeah. I mean, for for the most part, yeah, that everything rocks well, and it's just it's just the circle of life, honestly. And it was the other crazy thing is people die every day.
Oh yeah.
Every day,
Mhm.
there's always the saying of when one person is gone, another person is born,
That's true.
and and it's happening on a global scale. I mean, what did we reached up to what 9 billion people on the planet, right? I believe.
I 7, 8, somewhere in between there.
Somewhere around there, but it just kind of show you that the life cycle is still gonna go. But what I always want to at least keep myself in a humble state where it's just like um as much as I'm having like a personal like bad week like last week,
Yeah,
somebody else was probably dying to be in my shoes and be like, okay, this ain't bad.
yeah,
Or I can always imagine since I've gone out of the continent multiple times and I know that I see other people in the most unfortunate circumstances and it just being like, okay, it's not
mm,
that bad. Like I
yeah,
have to woosah, think about it, grieve, anything of that particular form. But that's not a lot of people has that mindset.
yeah,
And and for some people, it had to be kind of like taught to be like, take a step back,
yeah,
look at the world, look at the experience that maybe somebody that I have, where it's just like you've been around the world a couple of times.
mhm,
You've been to this and that, this and that. Most people don't even have that privilege of saying they did it.
mhm,
So I'm like, not I'm not gonna be the person that gloat like, yeah, I did this, I did that. But if you're gonna ask me, okay, oh, you think you were
yeah,
experiencing this? I'm like, well, yeah, I have.
mhm,
I don't. If you ask me about it, cool, but I'm not gonna tell you that like I this and that because like who am I, right? it makes it seem like okay, I got such a big ego
Yeah.
if I'm living such a lifestyle that nobody else get to have, but they
Uh,
don't see the hardworking man come before it to even have these privileges
oh yeah.
or able to try to use my hard work, my content creation, and shape other people's lives to where they either feel better about themselves or
Mhm.
they just need a good laugh. So they'd be like, okay, what I was mad about. That's that's the whole thing that I'm trying to do
Yeah.
mostly, and hopefully some people will see it, some people may don't. I
Yeah.
know I said the other day, I'm like, I know I'm a villain in somebody else's story.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I wish they could come talk to me and be like, all right, let's settle the beef because like
Yeah.
I'm here for a good time.
Yeah. Well, and I've run across that too. It's like there have been some of the people I've had on as guests where they've just up and blocked me, and there's been no conversation at all of like, well, how can I know of any wrong I've done if you're just gonna go up and walk away? And of course, Dark Eagle says, I think it's more how they feel in the moment. In my opinion, is why they say the worst. Well, and yeah, we kind of touched on that. Good
Mhm,
point. And he says, self-harm is growing lately, and I can see that too, and that's why I kinda mentioned that part as well is because there are people out
mhm,
there who see no hope, and while you do have those numbers and stuff and all that, I think, um I do think those sorts of things are things that are kinda left to the side when everyone is kind of everyone's busy with their own life. You parent, you got kids, or you got your own family or stuff like that. We're all worried about our own thing at a time until something tragic happens. When something interrupts the flow of life, where that little pebble just gets in your shoe and you're like, "I gotta stop and take it out," that sort of thing. And that's a moment of telling you, "Hey, maybe this is about time you should probably take a moment and breathe a little." Because I'm telling you what, I can't tell you how many times 8.2. Okay, so Dark Eagle's correct. 8.2 bit. So you were close. You're a point 0.8 off, but you were close. So congratulations for that. You gotta love those there. You don't win anything, but you get bragging rights. So that's that's
mhm.
just as important. Um,
Respect, demon. Respect.
but yeah, I just again in doing this thing, part of it is getting to see the different perspectives, and not only that, but also about overcoming one's own personal bias as well. Because I think a lot of times, I know some have been talking about like cliques or whatever, but I mean the content creator sphere, and even just in life in general, but just sticking to the content creator sphere,
Hmm.
it really is just to some degree high school drama with business implications because money's involved to a degree,
Hmm.
right? And you know, from what I've tried to say in the past, like when YouTube was starting out, there was no money involved to make. It was just you post a video, you of whatever you like, silly videos, all this sort of stuff. It was a crazy time.
Yeah.
But when monetization got involved, you started to see this thing develop where, yes, it's a nice thing. You can earn some money, do all this stuff because you're creating content, people can donate or whatever. But you also started to see this change of like it's now becoming a business thing and all this stuff. And what becomes the true point of content creation if people just create for say to get the views and all the stuff for the money aspect? Because I mean there's different ways. There's ad stuff, there's super chats and all that, and then there's the sponsors, affiliations, all this stuff. There's a whole mixed bag, but for me it's just like I came into this thing, just this is a personal example. I came into this thing not expecting any of that because I saw something that I experimented to get there, cause I played games too. I
Yeah.
streamed playing, like, modded Minecraft or whatever and all that stuff, but I really didn't feel it in playing games, right? I play games at home, sure, but even then, I don't have a lot of time to play games to begin with because full-time job and this.
Yeah, see, you got it tough. You got it tough because you got a full time, and then you're doing the show where you're inviting guests, and then you are asking of their time, and then you also trying to manage your time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, where do I sleep? Where do I eat?
I'm getting a little better, and that's why I don't. I know my time a little better, so I can base this on like scheduling someone. I just don't know their time, and you different time zones, you get different parts of the world. I'm global at this point. I've talked to people from Australia to Norway to Mexico. I've talked to a few from Mexico. I mean, I'm just all over the place. Not that all over. Okay, let's just pull that back a bit. But but the but the point of the matter is that there is a worthiness that I just didn't see a whole lot of other people, at least in content creation, do because it's entertainment, it's gaming, it's politics, it's all these different things. And I'm not here to bash anyone about creating content. I'm just simply saying I found something that not many touched upon and probably still don't to some degree. But like we were talking about earlier, capturing a moment, sharing a time, and there are a lot of people who don't get to share themselves as well,
That's
right?
true.
There are a lot of people who don't get to share themselves, and there's always a little seedling of someone saying, "Well, I might have something important, but I'm not sure. I might have something worth sharing about, but I'm not sure if it's worth sharing about." And that's where, you know, in my own way, I try, but it is what it is. Life, like, gosh, again, like I was talking about earlier about the content creator sphere and stuff, and just like, dude, I have dealt with so much back end drama. I just like, why? I, I can't understand why it seems like there are adults on the surface, but it feels like there's more children underneath the deeper in the water, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And to give an example, so there was a somebody else was going to have on, or somebody I was going to have on to talk to, and I did. But then this other person I was trying to go for and having them on because I don't want to do the whole name thing, whatever. They decided to bring up something that was going on behind the scenes that I knew nothing about, nothing at all. These lawsuits and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, I don't understand why you're coming at me. I'm just bringing on someone that I just want to talk and all this stuff. And they're like, blah, 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 all that. And it was just like, this has no ideation on what this show is. This is completely beside the point. I get where you're coming from. I get that. But I'm not going to just stop having this person on because you are having this situation that has nothing to do with
Yeah.
and and I've run that into that a few times in the back end because 'cause I've dealt with that. And, not only that, but people you try to invite on, and they do this nicety thing was like, "Maybe I'll come on in the future sometime," like that, whatever, when it's really just like, if you don't wanna come at all, just say it, right? Like, be upfront with me. I don't I'm
Yeah.
adult enough, I can handle it.
No
But
need to sugarcoat
don't need to
it.
share, and there are so many people who do, and I'm just like, "Just say you don't wanna come on." I'm not gonna go out there and say, "This person doesn't wanna come on because blah, blah, blah." I'm not that type of person, but I know I won't waste my energy on trying to keep asking if you'd like to come on, that sort of thing. Not you, but the
Yeah, yeah,
general of it.
yeah.
And it's just and that's where I've kinda sort of come to that conclusion, right? Because when I've been doing this thing before I did this thing, I would watch a lot of people like in the chat or whatever, they would ask their content creator, like, "Oh, how do you get started? What do you do?" All this stuff. And for me, it's like, okay, I understand that. And that's sort of how I kind of started out, except I didn't ask. I was just took from that.
Yeah.
But now that's changed. Instead of whole, oh, here's the camera, here's the mic, all this stuff, I'm simply gonna ask you two questions and I need in general, why do you want to do this? And what do you expect out of this?
Mhm.
And if people can't answer those and if somebody can't answer those two questions, then I'm going to tell them, do not at any point become a content creator. This is not about me trying to get the field or try to keep more money this month. No, no, no. This is to help you understand there's more behind the scenes that you are signing up for that you don't know about until it happens. And it can wear you down if you're not careful.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather be the person's like, look, 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 I'll be the canary in the coal mine, golden, because I enjoy doing this thing. But I'm not gonna be like, here, just get this type of camera, whatever. because it doesn't make sense for me anymore. What makes sense is, hey, why do you want to do this, and why do you want to be a content creator? Because if you don't have that core reason, especially during the tough times when you're not seeing the numbers grow, whatever, you're gonna bounce.
Yeah.
And
It's your
you
fail safe, yeah.
Yeah, and for someone like yourself, like you're here playing games with your friends, Cheat Town gamers and all this stuff. You've got something there. You've got at least your reason, but you also need to have your own personal reason as well. Because if the tough times come and you're not, if it's just not hitting, you're gonna walk away because why keep continuing, right?
Yeah. It's it's cool for, I'll say in my opinion about content creating, it's just, I guess when I started, we didn't know what it really was to be a
Yeah,
content creator. It was just like we did it in high school in our junior year when we started Bizarre Game Room, the Bizarre Game Room, and we
yeah,
were just doing whatever. We were just doing whatever, having fun,
mm,
and hopefully everybody like it.
yeah.
Then when YouTube canceled YouTube canceled our channel, it was just like,
What?
yeah, it was that's a whole episode. We still can't even log on to it. At least we can, Gmail wise, cool. Channel, delete though. Never come back ever again. We never got a real reason why. It's
What?
whatever. It's still whatever. Cause like it's like I said, it's we what is it? Last July 4th, well, this July 4th, we
Oh
just celebrate 8 years of being Chi-Town Gamer. So it happened so long ago. So
yeah,
I'm happy about that. But at least as far as like back to content creating though, we just started just doing our own thing and just being like, okay, other people are doing this, we can do it our own way. We just
yeah,
go into party chat and then and game whatever we wanted to game. We just happened to be Smite all the time, which
yeah,
ended up for me later down the road for being a Smite partner and being the Smite stream team on Twitch is cool.
yeah,
But it just like it was like, oh yeah, as soon as we heard about monetization at that time, it was just like, okay, we don't know what that means. We don't have no guidance. It was just more like, all right, we just do something, we get views, cool.
yeah,
Now nowadays it's just more, everything is more it gets technical every year. It gets
yeah,
technical of like, okay, you need to do this in order to get the views. Now you got to do this, you got to do that, but then you got to realize terms of service for
yeah,
this platform, terms of service for this one. Now with Twitch, now where you can't even like mention your other platforms on your about me profile. It's just like, okay, you can't promote in chat. Like I'm on Rumble. I'm a Rumble creator program. I need the views. It's just,
yeah,
it can't be really technical. And then with people trying to start out,
mhm,
or they'll be like, well, I did do Twitch or I did do streaming for a little bit, but then I stopped. And for those who stop, I always be like, why?
yeah,
Because it's wide open and anybody can get an opportunity, like in all fairness, for throughout all platforms. Like there's always some random person just getting YouTube partner. I'll be like, I don't know this person, but apparently there's like I said, there's 8.2 billion people out there, so somebody like this person in order to get YouTube partner.
mhm,
So there's always opportunity for anybody to have. It's
yeah,
just like you said, at least those two questions is more like the guidance of like, okay, why do you want to do this? Where is your mind for this kind of creation you trying to bring upon people to like follow, or people to just try to enjoy themselves? Like, okay, follow. I like this guy. I like his music. All of those fun things. How you doing?
big big tape.
It's weird. It's weird because like you will see other people. You see TikTok. You see
Yeah,
people on YouTube or Rumble. They'll be like, "Oh, I see this person. They make it look so easy."
yeah,
And like you said, they don't even know the background. Like they don't know
mhm,
what the materials to get, what the amount of cameras you need to have. Is it going to be 4K?
mhm,
What kind of well, in my case for gaming, what kind of
mhm,
gaming PC are you gonna have? Are you doing a laptop or are you doing a PC? Because laptops are a little less cheaper than the actual PC. But it depends on where you get the price. Are you going to Best Buy? Are you going to this or that? There's a bunch of prices you want to get. What kind of keyboard and mouse you're going to get? Are you going to use controller?
Ugh.
I mean, I'm still working with a stick drift controller still. And my content is like somewhat fire, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, people are starting to like it lately, so I think I'm still heading in the right direction, at least individually. Chi-Town, I know where we're at, so it's just like, all right, we're just fine and dandy. But of course, like content generation when starting out is just it's tough because there is no there's no handouts, right? There's no handouts. There's no way of like, oh, I can get it from this guy. You can't just like simply steal somebody's content or like, oh yeah, this is just a template, and then just like, oh, so you just mirror matching. People are not gonna mess with that. They need what you as a creator need to do and have a fan like my boy Dark Eagle, which is Demon Eagle. I know him, but the fact that you need to have is you need not only relatability, you need at least some type of connection, whether it's gaming or just life in general, and you need to be authentic. You need to be truthful.
Yeah.
Nobody you can people now, especially nowadays,
Yeah.
they smell the funk. If you funky, you funky.
Take a shower.
They do not play like their detection of like fake is just like right on the mark because like they probably got screwed over by another creator a long time ago. They're just like, he seemed good, but I'm gonna just they automatically set up boundaries and boundaries and boundaries. But
yeah,
I think it's more of like as long as you give into your true self, then you'll see more of like other people being true to you. And then that's how like I even have the great community I have, the PM EST Castle. Shout out to them and all the people I've met through all the platforms streaming wise. And as much as that's a huge headache, especially with my kind of schedule, I'm just like, how do I manage it? Sometimes I just don't think. I just like, you know what, start stream.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It's just like you need to have the authenticity. You need to have relatability, able to connect with other people, even if you don't know how to really like tell it out and use emotions or something. Even VTubers, you know what I'm saying? They got it where you can model how like, okay, this is my image. This is how I want people to perceive me. This is the type of content I make. We have good laughs, and then the constant posting of clips will definitely bring about the full definition of content creation.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, again, going to your earlier point, like, to take a template from someone else and put it on your own, it kind of doesn't. I mean, I've seen a lot of people give different pieces of advice of like what to do as a content creator, but my thing for me is, if you want to be a content creator, I asked the two questions. Then after that's like, everything you know about content creation, just wipe it. Right? Just wipe it from your mind. Well, whatever a content creator tells you, sure you can ask advice, whatever. But my thing is like, find a thing that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get tired of a lot of different things if it ends up being a chore to you. Like full-time content creation, while it would be nice because I'd get to be able to do this more and give up, have to wake up at like 7 a.m. in the morning. But my problem is that usually sometimes people are trading a 9-to-5 job for a 15 to 16-hour job.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that once they see the success, especially like whether they see it from other people or they see their first couple of like checks of like, okay, I'm doing good. They think about like projection of like, okay, if I just stop now, then I'll be like, all right, I can shoot them for this to go for these brands, sponsorships, and all of that. That's still a hard sell. It's still a hard sell because you're taking yourself from a common folk, right, and then trying to be like, okay, I'm the next big thing. and you don't got next big thing material. Like you don't
Right.
have like I said, the template. You don't have like, okay, how you want to set things up. You don't have the cameras and everything. So it's just like everything got to start from ground up of like,
Yep.
okay, what even makes me interesting in the first place? You know, like
It, it's that name. It's that name, King Man, right there. It's that the caveman. The caveman has come, and he said, "That crown is mine. Give it." Um,
what's funny about it is like that wasn't my whole that like King came in the first wasn't like my first thing coming about either.
yeah.
It was what did I first came out? I think I came out as just the K for that for the streaming, at least for the streaming part. But the
Right.
lore of the whole nickname is itself is a little bit long. It's
Mhm.
long since like elementary school. So
Wow.
like the K Man had his relevance throughout history.
Mhm.
But as far as streaming history wise, it
Mhm.
was always either it was the K at one point. Then it moved on to the Rolling Stone from Up the Hill.
Ooh.
Long name, but long name,
Yeah.
but it was crazy. Most of my nicknames is based off of either heartbreaks or new beginnings. So the Rolling Stone from Up the Hill was like
Uh-huh.
heartbreak 2016,
Uh-huh.
terrible timing,
Yeah.
broken up on Father's Day.
Oh.
Oh, I was like, all right, I just erased everything I knew about myself, just
Yeah.
new identity, all that. It was cool.
Mhm.
Then, um, then I got into a new relationship like later on when I'm in the Navy, of course.
Wow.
Then, then I changed it to King came in the first because I feel like caveman just it was a part of me throughout, as a child, great imagination.
Mhm.
And for me to take it away, it's just like, okay, I'm just not myself. I'm doing all this random stuff in real lifetime, and then
Mhm.
stream wise, like I'm still that wild cat, but
Yeah.
I'm just not the caveman that people know and love anymore.
Right.
So once I became King came in the first, and that's just kind of like the jump start of like practically everything as of late. Like 2021 was like my worst year,
Mhm.
as we were saying earlier, personal wise, but it was also the beginning of a new like even I wasn't even a person that would go to Twitch because I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know about Twitch because I all I know was YouTube. There
Yep.
was no Rumble, there was no Kick, there was no
Mhm.
Party, there was no TikTok.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
TikTok was maybe on the rise, but people was on the fence about it because
Yep.
all you can do is just like, okay, you can go live, but you can't just stream whatever you want. It's just more like face cam. So
Yeah.
that was that technology, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna just try Twitch and see how it goes. And then from there, I had my uprise, I had my falls
Yeah.
because of deployment or whatever. Then once I'm slowly getting back up and getting noticed, and then there's opportunities that just happen to be on X, Twitter, or whatever,
Yeah.
able to be able to sign up for the game I love, Smite, because
Oh
I
yeah.
know a lot of people think that I play too much of it, but I totally get it. There are
Yeah.
other games out there, but when you have a game that you practically love like for the past decade, you just
Mhm.
like there's always new improvements, always something changing, and then for me to be like, oh wait, there's a new thing coming out. Oh, Smite 2. Oh, you want to be the first people to try to like, beta test and everything like that. I'm like, okay, cool. I sign up for that. That's fine.
Mhm.
Then to be a part of like a whole stream team
Yeah.
of like, I wouldn't say like we're all elite, but we're all have a elite personality to be like, okay, we can present Smite 2 in this fashion while still playing Smite 1, so it was still cool. So
Yeah.
it was like for me to get like a little stardom from practically out of nowhere just for signing up, I'm just like, oh, so this what content creating really is. I mean, I've been doing it, but
Yeah.
now it bumped up the card a little bit. It
Yeah.
bumped up the card. I was like, okay. So with that, and then the skyrocket of TikTok, where it's just like where you either at that time was posting like clips of movies or TV shows,
Mhm.
popular off of that somehow. I'm still like trying to reach up to that 10,000 follower mark.
Yeah.
It probably would never happen, but I'm cool with the results I have because people are now noticing all the content I've been posting, like at least if not once, twice, 3, 4 times a week.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. But within the content I'm doing it with, it's just like more of laughter, funny moment, um, something unique, or just like, okay, he does this play style, and then the song I bring with it,
Mm.
like, oh, that makes so much sense. So, and then it eventually got me a fan base. So I didn't have a fan base for the 10 years of making content created, but then within the 8 year mark, then I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what it's like to have fans now. Okay. Got a whole Discord that was started off as like somewhat of a joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Caveman's Castle. Hey, who's gonna be arrested? Come on, I had like only a couple people, like close friends. That was it. Now I'm like
Yeah.
almost 200 people in there. So it's like, oh,
Oh.
I'm like, oh, okay. And now I'm doing giveaways. Like I got a giveaway going down for this Saturday. So it's like, all right. So it's just it's all coming in full circle of just like, okay, full blown opportunity, and it might have taken a little bit too long. With a little guidance, it would have been a little, it would have came through a little bit of shorter time. But
Yeah.
the fact that it arrived and I know how to manage it
Yeah.
despite of being incredibly busy with
Yeah.
other things outside of the realm
Mhm.
is rewarding, very rewarding.
See, there you go. Even though it took a little time to get there, you arrived and you didn't burn yourself. So that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the yeah part. I can't forget that. But anyway, Dark Eagle says, in my opinion, I feel people can be so conformed to the standards of money making that they are too afraid to be open about certain things that make them comfortable. I think there's, again, business implications is
Mhm.
part of the content creation, and while I don't really focus on that part, plus even the metrics, even though I look at them, I get it, but for me, it's sort of, it takes away from the aspect of why one creates, because you're never sure of why one creates because money's involved, and we all know how money's involved in other places in life, and you question all that stuff. And then of
Mhm.
course, Lord of the Rings says using the phrase "I came out as" is dangerous.
I came out as
Whoa, hold on there, hold on.
that's the ginger trap. No, we're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna do that. I'm happy with as the caveman that's come before you. So
That's the K-man speaketh, and we all should listen. But, but anyway, it is the top of the hour, and I think you from last time. But what happens is that I said it's time for us to promote our stuff. Usually, if I have someone who doesn't like content create or whatever, then they just say a few words, whatever. But um, if you want to, I think I have your link tree right here. So if you want to promote your stuff, the floor is yours, good sir.
all right, cool. Well, I'll just do my normal intro like I do for my solo run. So I don't think most people have heard it. So this is your main man. This is your main host and everything you know and love, King K-Man the First of many men that you can't stand at all. That's why we
Mm-hmm.
both sitting here and enjoying this talk with Daramouthe. So
Mm-hmm.
welcome, welcome. Follow me on all the platforms you can find me at. Literally TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. I'm practically everywhere. Even party. Even party. I'm practically everywhere. But if you want to have a good time, you want to join up in the chat anytime soon, then we'll promise a good time. It's probably gonna be out of pocket, probably for the most part, but me and the fans, just like Dark Eagle, he knows the deal. I treat my people with all the respect. Come with the respect at the table first,
That's right.
and then if you want to try to get out of pocket, then the chat probably gonna roast the fuck out of you. I also have my Discord, the K-Man's Castles. Anybody that wants to join that's totally up to you.
Mhm.
I do have 3 separate giveaways going on for my 2 content. Got diamond giveaways, and then a couple more skins giveaways as well. So it will be 7 winners that night. So it'll be great to have anybody that come about, even if you just want to promote anything for, self promote for a Rumble or anything like that. You're all
Mhm.
welcome.
There you go, man. The caveman brought down the house, and he brought it up again. But anyway, his links are all in that link tree down below, and of course, like you said, he's on multiple places. Unfortunately, his crew is not on YouTube though, so he is on YouTube, but his crew is not on YouTube anymore. So the sadness
No,
flows.
well, Chi-Town Gamers is still there. The Bazaar
Oh,
Game Room, bye bye.
yeah. All right.
thing in the past.
Jeez. But anyway, but yes, his link down below on both Rumble and YouTube because I do stream to both areas. But again, if you want to check him out and he's worth the follow, why not? Right? Why not?
Mhm.
The man knows what he's talking about. Okay, don't diss the caveman. I want to say caveman after a while, but that's just like it just goes with it.
I look better than a caveman.
Eh,
Look better than a
well,
caveman.
you're getting a little scruff there, young man. You're getting a little scruff
Well,
there.
if you look at my if you look at my logo, it
Yeah.
actually kind of fits the profile. I just don't have
Well,
a crown. That's
there you
it.
go.
I
That's
just like to represent the city, to represent
that's right.
Chicago.
You
So
you know what? To get around that though, you got to go to Burger King. You can get one of
nah. I
those.
deserve way better than cheap bigotries. I don't need that. I'm better than Burger King, and they know it. I'm more healthier anyway.
That's true. That's true.
Smoothie King, they better have a crown for me.
There you go. There you go. I've never been to Smoothie King, but there's one close by, so I'll have to try it sometime. But for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or the YouTube side, doesn't matter which one because I am on both. If you wouldn't mind, hold on. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators want to be. I mean, let's just be honest. But it also helps in having other people on like K-Man, like Krysten-The-Kidd, who I had on him with last time, like Tomby, like Malay K, like Fanatic I had yesterday, like so many of the people. At the end of the day, I do this thing whether a creator or not, and I just talk to people about whatever, and honestly, it's the best time because you get to see people as they are rather than a manufacturing of whatever else is going on out there. So that's why I do it. And again, any help with the engagement factor on either end is much appreciated. Thank you very much. And of course, down below as well, I have. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Down below as well, I have my own link to. It's my own link tree, but you can go down there. You'll find my Twitter X. You'll find my email. You'll find a link to Discord, but it's mostly for DMing. I don't have a server. I only have so much mental bandwidth, and it's just yeah. I enjoy doing this thing. I'm not gonna try to strain myself. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Um, but the last thing I'm going to share is before we continue onward is so while like he came in said he's in the creative program as well as am I, so we're both in the Rumble creative program. But a while back on Twitter X, there's a company called Proton, and Proton is like Proton VPN, Proton Mail, all that stuff. They're on there, but they were promoting their partner program. So I decided to give it a whirl because I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get it anyway, so why not, right? Got nothing to lose. So I went in and filled out all this stuff and all that, and then 24 hours after the fact, they're like, "You're in," and I'm like, "Are you sure about that?" Because I'm like, I don't know, because usually some companies like Razer and all this stuff, they're looking for people with big numbers or charismatic or whatever. But I use the product Proton in all its different forms. And the last time I was promoting the mail, the Proton mail. But this time I'm doing their password manager called Proton Pass. Now, obviously, Proton again, like I said, Proton Pass is a password manager, and they do a few things. One is they allow people to use an alias email. So if you don't know what that is like it allows you to. They make a sort of email thing you can use, and instead of it being your actual email, though, it will link back to your email and will send the emails and stuff to that email. However, if the company you kind of use that alias email with or whatever starts getting a little spammy or whatnot, you can just turn it off and you won't get anything more from them because they don't have your actual email. They just have the email that got made with that.
Mm.
Proton Pass, you make a password to let you know if it's strong or not, but it also has a password generator in there. It has a whole bunch of stuff. If you were to go down the link below, you'll see a whole bunch of other stuff. They'll tell you about it. And again, um, I can make some money off it, but it's really not why I do this. I do this because one, I use the product, and two, because I believe in the benefits they provide on their many different things, and that's why I promote it. Um, and if people don't know, there's a long time ago there was a gentleman called Billy Mays, the OxyClean and all that stuff. And at one point he said, I wouldn't promote a product I didn't use. So I use this. But again, you could check it out. If it ain't for you, that's okay. It's no skin off my back. But if it is, if it works out for you, guess what? At least you have this benefit, and that's what I'm just promoting. I don't. Money's not that big of a deal, but the benefit for you guys is, and so there you go. And that's both Rumble and YouTube. And of course, hey Bardvello, how you doing? Hey, there you go. Look at that. Got another follow there, K Man.
Appreciate it.
He sees it. He sees it. But yeah, it's yeah. I just literally just they have a sign up stuff, and I just literally went in their sign up, and I was like, okay, whatever. And and I was just like, I got nothing to lose with this. So I was
Yeah,
like, but it was over the weekend, so that's why it took so long. But yeah, it was just like when they said you're in, I'm like, are you? I don't.
that was fast.
I, I was like, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but try it anyway. So I'm just here to promote that benefit. But I'm horrible at promoting Rumble Premium. But there's stuff that Rumble is great on, and there's some stuff that it's not great on. But that's why I do my whole other show, Rumble Squared, for, because I'm trying to collect like feedback
Okay.
data, and
Yeah.
all that. Because there's a lot of people who still have issue with certain areas of Rumble, and I understand that. I did this whole thing, the Rumble Squared thing, because of out of that frustration and anger, and rather than just scream and yell, collect data and give that out visually, and hard to kind of argue against that versus being angry and harassing people and whatnot. Because I've seen that. I have seen that. Not me, but I have seen that. So it's never a fun thing when
Yeah.
you see that. But I mean, for you, what other? So you're on TikTok, you're on X. I know you stream to X. Obviously, you're on YouTube and you're on Rumble. But what else you got beyond that, or is that it?
I mean, I have Kick and I have Party. I just started Party not too long ago, so
Okay.
it's just it's a slow grow. But I mean, I do what I can whenever I can with streaming so far. But I mainly keep it where it's like, okay, where the main audience is at is Twitch and Rumble, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. And I think and especially talking with Fanatic yesterday, is like, what was it? He was saying that um I can't remember which platform it was, but he got hit hard by one of them, or something like that. And again, we've already seen with like YouTube, where it will, punish people for some of the stupidest stuff, like you were talking about for Chew Town gamers.
Mhm.
And I think being at multiple platforms is probably the way it's going to have to be for now on for many creators, because I just don't see being on one platform being viable anymore. And
No.
and I just do this. I just do both Rumble and YouTube for just a safety net. Like I don't want to be on one platform, either just Rumble or just YouTube. I want to be on both because I want to have that safety net. But I'm not going to do 10 platforms.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you don't want to do that unless you are dedicated to that cause.
oh, but yeah, I'm already dedicated enough to know the cause. But yeah, it's just a fascination where you still see some people be to just one platform, and it's all platforms, right? You got some people that just are dedicated to that one platform and all this stuff, and I can understand that. But I mean, it's kind of short sighted because the technology to stream out, like StreamYard, Restream, OBS, or this or that or whatever. I mean, it kind of gets ridiculous after a while to just be on one platform.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of opportunity out on different platforms. in different ways. Let me put it
Yeah.
that way, in different ways. Because I know for Kick, right? I've been hearing stories like Kick's been very um, view body. I think it is like people just
Hmm.
complain about Kick for the view bots, and then and that's funny too when you bring up Twitch. Twitch just actually released a statement coming out talking about the bot count, view count sort of thing, where they're gonna try to work on getting better at that. But that's a every platform suffers from bots, which is always that weird thing. But I mean, from your experience in using all these different platforms, like what has the use of them been for you? Like the differences you see most is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, the difference is like, I guess more of where it just depends on when you stream. It depends on how much you promote it yourself, and I'm
Mhm.
talking like free promo, like
Yeah.
just put it on X, put it on Discord. If anybody has a Discord server that has a self promote, um, promote all the ones that people are normally like the engagement traffic is going to be at.
Yeah.
So you always got to put into that factor. Now, as of the use of it, I found that YouTube for me is for streaming on YouTube is practically dead for as
Wow.
gaming. It's practically dead as gaming.
Wow.
Um, the only thing that's really like a saving grace for YouTube, and I've been noticed this for a while, was the YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
That's the only thing because like one is in competitive strides with Instagram Reels and and TikTok,
Mhm.
but it's just like we're living in a world with that short attention span is where it's at. The
Mhm.
only times where the streaming thing is really going live as of right now is IRLs.
Yeah.
Not really gaming per se, but it's if you're into gaming, you gotta have, like I said, personality, authenticity,
Mhm.
and relatability and all the stuff I said earlier.
Mhm.
So Twitch has it where if you have if certain categories, if you know how to work it right in a certain time, that Twitch has a great system of like knowing like, okay, for this particular time of day
Mhm.
around like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, this is how many people will normally watch this particular content, not yours, but just
Right.
in total, like in general.
Right.
They have a better system of like breaking that down. So we're like, okay, if I stream at like 7 or 8, then I
Mhm.
can probably get in at like around 10, 12, 15 viewers, 20 viewers if you're lucky. And I'm saying this in the male perspective.
Yeah.
Because for a female is a little bit different because
Yeah.
you got personality, if you got the looks, your viewership is gonna go higher. There ain't no way there's no way to the bullshit that around because
Yeah.
guys and girls like to see, okay, not only what's glamour about your stream, like the whole overlays and everything, but what do you look like?
Yeah.
Or as a VTuber, okay, how's the VTuber model look like?
Yep.
Okay, and then
Mhm.
next the personality and everything. So
Oh yeah.
Twitch is good for that because like that's what for I'll say like I surveyed the amount of people I have in my Discord, and most of them don't have social medias, right?
Wow.
So it is more like, okay, if all they have is Twitch, all they have is YouTube, all they have
Mhm.
is this and that, then I'm like, okay, I'll go live here or there. They get the notification on Discord, like, okay, boom, I go on here at that time, and then I normally average around like 8, 10, 12 on a good day.
Yeah.
But if it was like Rumble, it is a little bit, I wouldn't say troubling, but it
Mhm.
is sketchy because like the way the game I play,
Yeah.
I rarely ever get any response with it, but I do get the views up to like 8 to 10 views,
Uh-huh.
real interaction. But if everybody does, they'll have like, I still have it where the live chat will show on the stream, and they'll show like, okay, someone said something over here. I'm like, oh, hey, so in real time, I'll be like, okay, I know you're there. How are
Mhm.
you doing? Make sure they're good. At least I know Rumble is still growing.
Yeah.
It's still growing. It's still got its nicks and everything. What's good and bad, the pros and cons. But I keep Rumble in the state because, like, not only that, I have more engagement onto stream wise along with Twitch,
Mhm.
but like you said about the safety net is real safety net. If I get canceled because of something I did or may not done,
Mhm.
I still have Rumble because the Rumble is not gonna be like, oh, we canceled this guy because, like, what did he say? Oh, he said this. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not harmful. What's this? I could be saying something way out of pocket sometimes. And I
Uh,
try not to offend nobody, and I always pre warn my fans like yo, I'm gonna pre warn y'all because I think it was like Wednesday, yeah, last
mhm.
Wednesday. I was mad. I was like mad. I was like, all right, Mad King's gonna come out, guys. Whatever I say, look, you guys been warned. Okay,
Yep.
no harsh, no foul. Everybody's like, gotcha, K-Man. We got it. We know the
Yep.
protocol. Then somebody else come in. They didn't get the news. They're like, "Yo, what's up with the hostility?" And then everybody will explain to them, like, "Yo, he's mad. Don't do anything crazy." So
Mhm.
it's one of those things. But as far as streaming wise concerned, it's just really just those two worked out. It's working out fine. The
Uh,
creative program is working out in my sense, okay. You
mhm.
know, but as far as like Kick, YouTube, the Kick situation with the view bots, there ain't no other way to put it. It's like they're weird. Kick is
Yeah.
weird. Kick is it's a weird system, and it's just like if you don't have the views, you only stuck at one.
Yeah.
And it's not enough to just send off on X just to be like, all right, somebody will follow. Now, some gracious soul will follow you. Just be like, all right, I got you. That might be one for a month
Yeah.
or two. So that's why I was like, that's been a slow grow. Um, YouTube, like I said before, as far as gaming streaming, unless like you have like all the tags right, you got the thumbnail looking, good. You got the
Mhm.
title at least looking superb. You got the location, whatever. You gotta have all that on point before you even stream.
Mhm.
And even then, for a guy like me streaming at night, it's still not a go. It's still not a go.
Yeah.
So if
E-
you're not one of those OGs that came long about with the history of YouTube, you practically ain't gonna sell. It's a hard sell for you to watch. It's a hard sell.
Yeah. The Twitch and YouTube are oceans compared to, say, like, I don't know about Kick, because Kick is a Twitch copy to some degree, but
Yeah,
um
that's his own little river.
yeah.
If Twitch YouTube is a ocean, Kick is the river. Rumble is Lake Michigan.
Basically, and while I know, and Bart Velo says someone big needs to raid K-Man on Rumble, get some viewers in the channel while you're live. Good personality, laid back. There you go. You got your seller right there. Got your handler right there. He's giving the free marketing away. But while I understand, with, like, for me, again, doing this sort of feedback data collection stuff, for me, I want to see the platform, the Rumble platform, succeed, because I'm here, and it's trying to be something a little different, but it does kind of trip over itself at times, because um, it wants to be better than YouTube, it wants to be better than Twitch, but those are hard sells, because there are still some things that are kind of holding Rumble back. And, there have been a lot of people that have complained about the creator program. Why do I have to have premium? Why do I have to this? Why do I have to do that? Especially with the unique chatters, right? Like, when they mentioned, or after a period of time, and then they mentioned how many the unique chatters had to be, like 20 unique cheaters. Some people are like, look, I can't even get much of that in my own chat. And to some
Mhm.
degree, it's kind of true, because Rumble really doesn't have that great of content discovery,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I when I didn't really even when the creator program started, I didn't even really promote it like that until maybe this month, early
Yeah.
this month. And the way I have to tell people is just like, I will say, okay, basically in the start of the stream, I'll be like, okay, we're live on all the platforms, you know what I'm saying? Twitch, Rumble, whatever. And then when I'll be like, all right, I need y'all help for at least for this for Rumble side. And
Yeah.
I still have people being like, what's Rumble? I don't know how their face look, but I can tell they just look inside. They be focused on something like, yeah, what's Rumble?
Yeah.
Like we don't know. People still don't know about Rumble, and then if people would discover Rumble, they'll, at least the people I know that mess with me, they'll be like, all right, I'll sign up for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you, and I know you're gonna do right, and like you're not leading me to astray.
Yeah.
And they know everybody got the links all in the Discord. They always going to have the announcements or the live tab. I'll make sure that all the platforms are on there.
Yeah.
Links is there. They know where to go. Bam, bam, boom. Now with the whole Twitch situation with like, oh, we can't promote in the Twitch chat about other platforms, and then it's just like, you're making my life difficult, man. How else I'm gonna get big? And it was crazy. It was like in my mind, sometimes during the week, I would have these kind of conversations where it's just like, if I wanted to be big, where would I technically be big at? I'd be like, it's a hard sell for me to be on Twitch, but most of my I would say miracles have happened on Twitch.
Ooh.
And I would say Rumble is another miracle as well. But the thing is, like, when the whole gaming community was started off, I was a part of that too with Chi-Town. I was a part of that, but I made it more about the group than myself. So then when myself decided, okay, I could be in the, and I ain't gonna lie, I think I was kind of grandfathered into the creator program. Yeah. I think I kind of was. And I was like, all right, whatever. We're gonna do what we can and to make sure we stay in it. So it's just now it's just gonna be a little tougher to be like, all right, so I'm on here, but I can't really show it.
Yeah.
At least I'll still have what's that? Ninja social stream.
Oh, the chat stream thing. Yeah,
I have that at least onto the stream overlay, so at least it'll be like, well, there's a chat showing on the Rumble side, like they're saying hey, or I'll get FP Meji. Shout out to him. I always butcher his name, but he always come by. He was like K-Man hype, and I was like, all right, I see you, man. I see you. So people know it from just me saying it. Mm-hmm. But like Rumble itself is still in the unknown world, and then especially in the type of content I make, it's gonna be like, what's that?
Yeah.
What's that? So it's just, I get it. The political side is on fire. It's completely on fire. Even podcasting is on fire on Rumble side, and it makes sense. But the fact that even Rumble Studio, for the most part, all our concerns and stuff, all the new changes and stuff, practically came from us. So it came from us, really. Like, and it's what's cool is that we have people that will stand up and that will say something for it, like the way, like I said, from October. I said this the last time I was on your show, was like October when Silver was like, yo, we need somebody to represent us as far as X concerned, because it's like the Rumble page don't promote anything as far as gaming wise. So when they created one, and then Chi-Town happened to stream on that same day that he said, because he said on a Sunday we streamed for like 10 hours. That's our usual standard streaming time, is like 10 hours on a Sunday.
Right.
And that's when we got that first feature. We didn't even know what that was. So it was like, that was like, I think the number is still like, what, 43K views still? That's still the highest right now. So that's why I'm like, it is a miracle for Rumble to do certain things like that. So it's like, oh, now we're really feeling it, like, yeah, this is our home for real. Then when the creative program started, with the whole like the different color change to show like the verified color change, that was unique. I was like, all right, cool. So then we had our own page. Then it was like on the Rumble website. So it was like, okay, cool. We working with something here. I could actually like see like not only our name, but then I'll see my name in there. I was just like, am I supposed to be there? That's why I was like, it was surprising when I got technically grandfathered in with it. So I was like, I ain't gonna be mad about it.
Might as well, right?
Might as well. Then when they start retracting um, the blue checks and the page, and then now there's more about the premium thing. Now it frustrates everybody. And then there's new requirements and other things like that. That's when I was like, oh, okay. I see everybody's frustration, but at least for me, I kept it where it's like, well, this is kind of like how every other platform is in a sense.
Yeah.
It's a grind for the views. It's a grind to get to that partnership. But at least for Rumble, it's still, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's way more simple to work on that versus Twitch partner versus YouTube partner, because that's a lot more work. You got to put in a lot more into the content, and small details matter. They matter so much. Like no matter the quality camera I got, it won't make it to Twitch partner. It won't make it to YouTube partner. No, it's not gonna work into that. And then but at least for Rumble, it's just more like homegrown personality, put in the hours and having a good time. I'd rather work with that. I made at least individually, I made it all the way to in this month as well. Still in the program.
Yeah.
Now Chi-Town was on there for a minute, but we got off of it because we only stream 1 day a week.
Yeah.
And that's not really enough to sustain. It was for like the first 2 months, but we only do 1 day a week, but that's involving all three of us with our schedules and everything. So
yeah.
So at least for me, I could at least well individually, I'm still killing it because I got content that's forever changing within 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, there's something new happening. So I'm like, okay, I got to cover it, and then also got to have fun time with chat and with Discord giveaways, other factors involved, to where like at least most of my fun stuff happening on Twitch, people will see it on Rumble. They're like, okay, wait a minute, this guy's having a fun time. I feel like I'm missing out. Maybe I can get into it. And then, like I said, for the people that have seen me and they supported me thus far, shout out to them as well. So it's been real. It's been fun. It's a struggle, of course. Are they always going to change something to where it's like, all right, we got to make it a little bit more harder. We got to retract it. Then somebody's always fucking up for everybody else. Yes, but that ain't nothing. as long as they don't stop it completely, cool. But either way, that's why I say, like, at least with Rumble, despite its pros and cons, it's still the place to be. And it's the freedom of expression to be like, I'm not restricted to anything. If you want to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to subscribe, it's totally up to you. If you want to throw rent out, it's totally up to you. But when people do it, it's just like, you know what, you deserve it. You earned it because like you have entertained us this far, or you have informed us about this and that this far. That's so detailed. I don't think I will get it anywhere else. And that's the rewarding part. It's about the fans. It's about them, not really about myself. But I do put in the work myself. But I want you to keep coming along each week and be like, hey, fun time. This is the guy to have fun with.
You that kid, man? Oh my gosh, you should hear what he did with that quarter and penny, man. It was sick.
What's also funny is just like, I guess, like how I know people have asked me like my whole lingo, like how would I even say that? Like how did I even came up with it? Like I would say like the main host and everything you know and love. Like what did you even come that? How did that even come about? I was like, well, I've been kind of saying it for years, but it's just more like once you see other people come up with a lingo or come up with a saying that's like everybody can stick to. I think mine's is more unique. Ain't nobody else is gonna say they're the main host and everything you know and love, the first of many men that you can't stand at all. Like nobody's saying that. Nobody. They want to keep it short and sweet. I'm not that kind of guy.
I bet you they sing it though. You haven't sung it yet. That's the issue.
I haven't put it into a song, but I thought about it. No, I thought about it. I did put out a TikTok that I was saying like, what's my intro theme song,
Uh-huh.
and I have UC. I forgot how to say it. Ucius Jones
Mhm.
by the Stone Fox, the
Yeah.
Stone Foxes. That was a great song. Like ever since I heard that, I was like, this must be my intro to the stream. It has to be my intro. And it's
Nice.
just everybody knows. Like I'll put up like some songs that's just like either relative to the mood or just random for like a
Mhm.
couple like few minutes. But then when they hear that song, they're like, oh yeah, he's about to come on. Here we go. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. So yeah, if anybody haven't heard that song before, y'all can look it up on Spotify. It's or YouTube. It's a great song. Music video. It looked like they just drumming. They making music in a desert. It's weird. That's a great song though.
Yeah. Be like a beatboxing came in. I come here for my show.
No, that theme song though. That's an all white band though. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so that's what like it's rock. But it kind of defines me in a sense. It's just like that fiery warrior aspect kind of guy, and it's like I wouldn't say yell, but yell passionately. It's like, oh my god, I'm in the zone in the game, or I'm in the zone about an opinion about this or that.
Right.
You can feel it through the camera, and then you just like, woof. Okay, I feel it too. All right. Yeah, I'm amped up. Or like the one, or I mean, I have a separate intro. I have one for myself,
Yeah.
obviously, but the one for Smite Game on Twitch, I have a little bit of a different flow. It's a different song.
Right.
I have it to where I'll have, I have the soundboards. You got to have a soundboard practically in 2025. Got to have a
Right.
soundboard, sound bites. I have like the bell ringing. I have like a random bell ring, and then I'll kind of make it where I'm an announcer, like the I forgot what the guy's the UFC announcer Bruce something. Bruce.
Yeah. I.
I know it's Bruce, but I can't remember the last name. Bruce Buffer, something like that.
Right.
But he was great as an announcer, so I'll be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls," I just channel that like I'm about to make my way through the intro. All right, I'll do a little sample. I'll do the whole thing. So I'll be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, this is that time for the Smite Game channel." Blah blah blah.
Woo, 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 woo,
The
woo,
Saturday
woo,
night's
woo.
main event,
Ah,
featuring your main man, your main host, everything you know and love, King K-Man the First. Yeah, come on, and everything like that. So a little sample, but that's normally I do that on a weekly basis. I'm just saying.
I was.
But it shows you entertainment. It shows you like, why does feel like this a big fight all of a sudden?
And in this corner, weighing at 165, it's the Keyman.
Shine sounds up. All right. So,
You'd have that John Cena song playing in the background. Da, 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 da,
oh
da.
yeah. But I'll have a better theme song than John Cena. But I ain't gonna lie though, he's still great with his songs because he's a Grammy winner for his. So
Oh wow! Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, for his album, for that song that came with the album. I know it's an old album. I think it's like 2005, but his entire album, it's all his songs in that album, fire. It's
John Cena album. I didn't know he had an album. What the heck?
mhm. Yes, sir.
I know a lot of people were following his being followed by him. Okay, here we go. So this is his let's get ready to rumble. There you go, a little sampling for that. But anyway, here's his album that I found. It says "You Can't See Me," right?
Mhm.
It's the debut and only studio album by WWE's wrestler John Cena and his cousin, the trademark.
Yep,
The
trademark.
the trademark. The trademark. I was like, what
It's
the?
just missing one letter that makes it
Ah,
unique.
oh man. It was released on May 10th, 2005. So you got it right, by Columbia Records and WWE Music Group, which I didn't know they had. The album features guest appearances from Esoteric and Bumpy Knuckles, who are featured on several songs throughout the album. The album production was handled by James McGowan and Todd Spatafor, with the duo serving as the executive producers in the album. The album's cover art is based on Cena's customized WWE Championship belt, right there, right
Mhm.
there. Looks a little like it looks a little, photoshoppy sort of thing, because it
Oh yeah.
doesn't. Yeah,
At least yeah, that top part and everything that was yeah, more
yeah.
like a Photoshop.
Hey, Nero. And it says, "You Can't See Me" debuted and peaked at number 15 on the Billboard 200 charts with over 43,000 copies sold in the first week of its release and 385,000 as of October 2014. In the United Kingdom, the album peaked at number 103 on the UK charts. But yeah, so he's had a bunch of people from there. What is um contained sample from Annie Up, The Lights Went Out in Georgia. All right. But what is his theme song when he enters the ring? What song does that come from?
Let's see. Let's if you scroll back up to the list. Let's see. Okay.
Time is now.
Yeah, the time is now. Yeah,
Oh, that's the one?
yeah, that's the one.
Let's look at that. We can see that. The song is widely known as being part of the internet meme "Unexpected John Cena." Okay, so that makes sense.
Hmm.
That makes sense. Okay. Cena made his debut answering an open challenge by Kurt Angle. Wow. Gosh, man, that looks buff. Holy
Hey,
crap. Looks like
all our heroes getting old, man. those who are wrestling heads like myself, like I know the ins and outs for the most part. So it's just like for the
yeah,
amount of people that's retired, not or no longer here with us, it's just like man, that's what
yeah,
you talked about earlier. Like you got that one life, you're still alive, so
yeah.
try to make an impact.
Hey, Neuro says went with a group of kids to medieval times today. Oh, nice. They had a blast, but man, was it hot. Oh, dude, it's pretty much hot, humid almost everywhere. Well, more so down south, but that's because, it's down south. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. All right. Well, have a good one. Um, the next week, Cena turned on and attacked Kidman, blaming him for their loss, becoming a villain. Shortly after the Kidman attack on Halloween theme upside down to SmackDown, Cena dressed as Vanilla Ice, performing a free rock style rap. What?
I
Uh,
mean, he is a lyricist, so he can
really?
rap. You don't have to though. He don't have to, but he can though.
A rapper who cuts promos while rhyming. He performed his own theme song, Basic Thugonomic.
Hmm. Those are good times, man. Those are good times.
He also recorded the song Untouchables for the company's next soundtrack album, WWE Theme Addicted. So the WWE has their own, I guess, album sort of thing, like the music
Yeah,
now sort of thing.
they do. If anybody has Spotify or like Amazon Music, or whatever, you can just basically look at Jim Johnston
Hmm.
or anything WWE related, CO, CFO dollar sign
Yeah.
or Def Rebel. That's where you'll see all the music themes. Where people will come out with their theme song
Yeah.
too. They have like beginning to end. You got some that has like unreleased ones. You got some that are just like that were like um a full version of that song,
Yeah.
right? So there's plenty of that. If you want to look up the one thing song I do, I come on stream for UCS Jones. Um,
UCS.
yeah.
Jones.
That
UCS Jones.
yeah, UCS Jones. I think it's SSES. I think I could. feel like I'm spelling it wrong.
No, that's not USS.
All right, let me try to type it out. By the Stone Foxes.
J.R. Jones. Stone Foxes.
Yeah, the Stone Foxes.
Stone Foxes. Ulysses Jones.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Ulysses Jones. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's right there.
Yeah, that song is just great. It's just really great. And then the way the tempo is, the beat goes, and then the way some of the lyrics is in there, it just kind of described me whole time. So it's just like, man.
Ah, dang it. Oh, can't do that. I think we can go back. Go back. Yeah, go. There we go. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you could, they have the YouTube, yeah. I think so.
Let's see.
Not that one.
Oh, here we go. Official video. Okay.
Right,
Gonna pause that, so we'll just lighten it up a bit. We'll just listen we'll start from there.
okay.
All right.
I got blood-locked bones and a heart that's strong as steel. This is my home, now I'm all alone, getting taken by a handshake deal.
So that's the song that you go into.
Yes.
Nice. No, it's not bad. It's a very relaxed. It sounds like it's a rocker. It says rock, but it doesn't feel like hard. There you go. Oh. I won't listen to more of that before I get in trouble. But I mean, that's not a bad song. It's a slow song though, so you kind of like.
Yeah, it boils up to it, but then if you follow the lyrics of it, it's just like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then that bum bottom. Yeah, it's like, wow, all right. Boom! Get ready. So it's just that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was that. But I wanted to see this one as
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. In case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shell off. My money stacked fat, plus I can't turn the swell off.
Wow! John Cena! Holy crap!
Look, there's a reason why he's about. I mean, it's crazy that he's about to retire this year, but
Like acting or stuff? Oh, WWE?
no, wrestling, yeah. He said in December that he'll have his final match and everything, but right now he is the top champion in WWE right now. So
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, I mean, that was the same thing that I felt like with like The Rock. The Rock had at one point stopped wrestling, but he came back and is part owner of the WWE, I think.
yep. He's a board member of the TKO. Yeah, because they bought off WWE and UFC.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, there's a whole rabbit hole to go for about WWE, the state of WWE as of right now. But
Yeah.
they are at a strive right now. They're doing it. They're doing what they can. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of people getting injured right now. But as far as John Cena concerned, hopefully he'll have his last match in December, and he'll have his final moments as he out here promoting another movie, or I know he's promoted like another season 2 of Peacemaker as well.
That's right. Yep, I saw that. It was at the Comic-Con.
Mhm.
And Dark Eagle says, I want to go to his farewell tour next month. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is because he only got like 13 more dates. 13 or 14 more dates left. And December is he said that's the guaranteed last match, and he ain't coming back as a wrestler no more. He's just gonna be straight actor or an ambassador at least. So
I kind of find that highly suspect just because The Rock came back and The Rock was sort of in that same part. Was like, no more wrestling, all this stuff. He was doing acting, all that, and then he came back to be part owner. So
the thing about that is that The Rock and John Cena are two different people.
yeah,
And,
obviously, yeah,
and
obviously,
not obviously that, but it's just like with John, he's like we've been talking about before, authenticity,
yeah,
being 100% real. When John Cena said he's gonna do something, he's practically the man of his word. So if he said this December gonna be his last match, that's it, that's done. If I'm
yeah,
moving too slow, I need to stop.
yeah,
So he really meant that. Now The Rock on the other hand, he can practically do what he wants because he got the money. He got the
yeah,
money. He got the crazy movies going out. Like he already had
mhm,
Moana 2 come out recently. So like all the stuff he wanted to do with his cousins down there in WWE right now, like
mhm,
unfortunately couldn't really happen in real time because of the high demand of him being in these movies. And then there's another movie upcoming that he's supposed to be doing that's supposed to be Oscar nominated
mhm.
apparently. So he's gonna be too tied in for that for as of right now. But as
Good for
long as
him.
he's that type of, I mean, both of them are that type of person where if you can keep up your body in great condition and then also in ring condition, you can
Yeah,
practically come back anytime. But it's
yeah,
just a matter of your words,
mhm,
your emotions, your presentation. If you say you're gonna stop,
yeah,
and you have the background representation of from back then until now, like you've been a man of your word,
yeah,
people are not going to stray away from that.
yeah,
People will remember that, just like they remember Hulk Hogan saying the N words, all that. People don't forget.
yeah,
They, especially wrestling fans, us wrestling fans, we don't forget Jack Squad.
yeah,
We don't, and if we forgive,
mhm,
the only time we do is when you really mean it. You really
mhm,
mean it. You said you give the body language of like, I'm sorry, my bad.
mhm,
I didn't
mhm.
even think this was gonna go that far. And then it'd be like, okay, all
Yeah,
right, all right. But if you do it again, then we on
yeah,
your ass. That's what Hulk Hogan. That's that Hulk Hogan situation. They got on their ass. Got
yeah.
on his ass. So
Well, now you can't because don't no one wants to touch a dead man's booty. Um, but anyway, Bardavello has a question. He says, "Do you guys think the Rumble wallet will make it more interesting?" I think first off, it needs to be happen. First off, and second, it needs to be in its usability understandable and how to use because there are a lot of people who don't know understand how to use crypto. And of course, there's another platform called Odyssey who's brought out their own payment system because of all the payment processor stuff that's been going on lately. But I think Rumble Wallet is just one of those things like it's been mentioned with along with Rumble Shorts that I'd rather see it appear and be in an understandable state that almost anyone can use it rather than you have to go and figure out how to use it, which has been in most of what Rumble has put out with their stuff lately, especially with direct RTMP and all that. I know Rick has been making educational videos about how to do that, but the problem of it is for me is that you have a lot of people from different platforms that are used to the ease of use that those platforms provide. And when you are forcing people in a sense to try to learn how to use your system, it takes away from them wanting to come back because why would they put in the work when there's not much to get back from it? So that's another thing right there too is that factor.
yeah,
Basically, Rumble is fighting against user complexity, and YouTube and Twitch already have a corner stake on that. Will that change for Rumble? Don't know, but until it does, that's what they're going to be fighting against. And at this point, they may as well just be getting people in dribble by dribble. And though it's nice to see a lot of people coming for gaming, I really would rather see content discovery to get better so that everyone can be seen rather than just politics or just gaming or whatever. Because gaming's great. Gaming's on YouTube, gaming's on Twitch, all this stuff, but um, people want to watch something else other than.
Mhm.
Not everyone watches gaming. Not everyone watches
Mhm.
politics. Not everyone watches grandma knit her sweater or sock. They need content discovery, and it needs to be sometime this year, at least something sometime this year or next year. Otherwise, a lot of people are just gonna like. There's not much point because talking about my and Bardavelos' Central Intelligence was really good. I don't know if that's an album or whatnot.
No,
Um,
that's a movie with The Rock and Kevin
oh,
Hart.
oh yeah, I really. Oh, that's right. Yep.
I remember the movie, so that's all like
Yeah, I remember too. It was like a small man, big man. The whole relationship was just crazy.
kick move.
I like when they're trying to. We're in that the counseling scene.
He's talking to his wife too. He's like, "Yeah, you should do better, man."
What are you trying to? What is this? Goodness sake.
Yeah, a wanted man wants to be a counselor, and then like we're in the whole government facility with this. I'm like, okay, cool. Truly a movie for sure.
Oh my goodness. And Bartaville says very good points, makes sense, and improve content discovery as a month of. Yeah, and I've seen that they're the CEO put out something like ML AI stuff, but you're waiting on someone to do the job, and I know there are people out in the community who are like making like the streaming elements and whatnot who are willing to offer the services. It's just the problem of it is that it can't the search and content discovery can't keep waiting anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it was also crazy is that we got so I mean a controversial figure, Doctor Disrespect,
Yeah.
supposed to be I would
And
say the main ambassador. Then we have a release for gaming,
yeah,
and then now all of a sudden now we got we got Pudge, Miss Gamer
girl,
Girl,
Gamer Girl,
um,
vaping.
Vaping. Shout out to Vaping as well because before Streambot we had Rumblebot, so I still use Rumblebot. So
Uh,
I don't think he gets enough credit for at least the first one to bring that onto Rumble to be like, okay, we need that interaction because whether anybody else use it or not, I
mm,
know at least in the gaming community we definitely heavily used it.
yeah,
And Streambot came along, kind of made it more Twitch interface better,
yeah,
but I mean it definitely had its difficulties and everything. But
yeah.
Vapor Game definitely don't get enough deserve, especially when he's in the same state as I am, Illinois. So it's like we got to give
Hey,
them their flowers as well.
nice, yeah. And it's just a lot of things that needs to be worked on, but unfortunately they seem to be tossed aside for other stuff. But we'll get into that another time. But anyway, it's getting close to the top of the hour again. So we're gonna start winding down because one, I have to get up in the morning, and two, I need I well, actually, one, I have to get up in the morning. Well, and thankfully, I don't have to set up for a show tomorrow because I'm at someone else's. But uh, I did find out today that I have to get my two back tires replaced. So,
Ooh.
so just as a quickie before we move on. So what happens is I went in for one tire that was kind of like it was starting to like leak. Beforehand it was like a slow leak for every few days. Had to refill it. Now it was like less than 24 hours. So I'm like, I need to get this fixed now. So I go and take it in. I come to find out that one of the rear right tire has like a nail or screw in the side of the sidewall. So that has to get replaced.
Mm,
But after a while, they actually found the little hole that was leaking out air in the tire, and it's sort of on this sidewall too. But best thing of all is though is that both tires are covered by this company's hazard warranty. So I got my tires done through Bell Tire, which is
ooh,
national,
mhm.
and they offer a service of like hazard warranty. It's a little extra, but they offer it. And so instead of paying maybe over $200 or so to replace these tires, I only got placed like $67 to keep the thing going. So, but I have to tomorrow go in, get those tires done and all that stuff. And I'm like, thank goodness they're covered.
Right.
Because
Shoot,
I'm like, I need to get to work. I need a vehicle that works. So, oh man, but yeah, that's my fun thing for the day. But at least I don't have to pay out the butt. I just have to give 66, and I'm done. I'm
nice.
good to go. So, but anyway, we're gonna start doing our promotional stuff, and then we're gonna start winding down from there, and then we're gonna head out. So, first off, my main man, the big man himself, the King K Dog. Oop. Yes, I clicked it. Dang it, it's not letting me. Oh, dang it. They must have did an update because usually if I can't tap on it to show it, it means they did an update, and I have to. Oh, there we go. There we go. There you go. Go ahead and propose yourself.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys have been enjoying the show. Make sure you drop a follow for Daramouthe if you haven't already for both YouTube and Rumble. You can follow me on all the social media platforms you can find me at. I'm practically everywhere. So if you got your short term if you got your short term content, if you want to watch that, I'm heavily on TikTok and check it out on YouTube as well. But if you like the streaming, you like the fun times and stuff, Twitch and Rumble, that's where it's at. If you want to join the K-Man's Castle, which is my Discord, it's totally up to you. Totally open for anybody to join. But if you want to get involved with Spike 2 and its festivities, if that's your next line of gaming that you want to give it a try, let me know. I do have giveaways going down for this Saturday. So it will be 7 winners in total. So
Nice.
try to make sure everybody can get in where they fit in. As always, we're here to have a good time, not a long time. No I.
Hey, deuces. And yeah, and if you say you're everywhere, man, I gotta be careful because I like to poop in the toilet. I don't want to have to find you. That's like, oh, good lord, gay man, get the hell out.
Definitely not. My ass will be on this chair. That's some other shit.
In the grocery store, gay man, what the heck you doing here, man?
I'm everywhere. I'm on your phone. Please do put me as your wallpaper.
I think I cut it off there.
I'll be a little bit freaked out. If you're gonna have me, at least have my logo. My logo, he's just gonna be just like
Why you looking like that? Why you looking like that? It's like up there. That be
Are you talking about like what is that? X? Will my main profile look like that? Or just
Yeah.
Oh well, so fun fact about that one, that happened like 2018, I think.
Yeah.
And I was just I was visiting because I was still at the Navy at the time. So I came home just to need that fresh air, just need to relax and everything because there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And went downtown, and this was more of a regular tradition at the time, to where I just take a picture of the giant bean is in downtown Chicago, and I always put that one. It's a one finger up, at least touching the dome, but at least it's more of touching the reflection of myself, and just like, oh, so this is where we at again for a amount of years ago when you did the same thing over. So it was just more like, I think that was maybe my last time doing it, because when life got super busy. But at least doing that picture was just the dopest picture I took for myself. What's also funny was, I think when I got on the Smite stream team from last year, when they was looking at a picture to try to represent, me for their audience, right? Because it's a bigger audience, right? They picked that picture over everything else. So that's why I was like, that picture definitely is already significant itself. But when other people would recognize that, they was like, that's a dope picture, because technically, okay, he's a Gemini, right? It shows both sides of himself, so we don't know which one we're going to get.
Yeah.
So, but I keep it to where, like, I just take dope pics, and then it's just like, okay, I represent my city as well, and I reflect a lot on how I'm doing things and everything, making sure it's what I will leave behind as a legacy.
There you go. There you go. Can't get any better than the K-Man explanation. That'll cost you now $5. But
At your own free will.
At your own free will.
The Lord be done.
He ain't demanding, but there's a little something on the table if you don't hurry up. So, but anyway, doesn't matter. What matters, for my end of things, of course, because don't forget, K-Man's link is down below on the description on both Rumble and YouTube. because I do stream to both places. So go check it out. If he's worth a follow, why not? Because the man's got it all. He's got it in the name as much as he's got it in the game. That's right. You know what it said. But anyway,
He said the thing. He said the thing because that's the title of the thing. Because he said the thing.
I said the thing. I said the thing. But anyway, whether you're on the Rumble side or the YouTube side, doesn't matter which side you're on. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment, or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is always appreciated. Because one, not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators want to be. I mean, let's just be honest. You content creator, you want to be seen to some degree, but it also helps in having other people on, like the K-Man, like Krysten-The-Kidd that was along with him last time, like Tomby, like Mugen Lord, who I've had on, like so many other people. At the end of the day, I've talked to over 200 various people, creator or not, and the wonder and the amazingness of all these people we get to experience and their personalities and whatnot, their perspectives on life is just that much valuable. And again, we get to share in a moment of time of just whatever, man, of just whatever, and that's the most important part right there is
Mhm.
getting to share in that moment. So any help with the engagement factor is much appreciated on both ends. And of course, like the K-Man himself, I too have a link. I gotta find it. Like the K-Man himself, I too have a link. You can go down there. You can find my Twitter X in there. You can find my email in there. You can find you can find a link to Discord in there, but it's mostly just for DMing. I just don't have enough mental bandwidth to have a server, so that's where that's at. Just because I like to save my sanity, you know. Um, but also, I am, like I said earlier, I am part of Proton's partner program. I've been promoting the mail portion, their Proton Mail, a while back, but I'm now promoting their password manager, Proton Pass. There's a link down below. You can give it a look. They have so much more explanation of what they got. Part of which is the alias email, which you can use to kind of, instead of using your actual email, it'll still direct your actual email. It'll just be something that you can turn off if that company or whatever decides to get spammy with you or whatnot. And of course, you know, the password creator and all that sort of stuff. At the end of the day, I'm promoting this benefit. Yes, I can make some money off it, but that really is not as big a concern as promoting this benefit to you, because they try to do their best with what they are. And Proton offers a lot of different other things, but I'm just promoting the Proton Pass. So if you want to take a look, link down below. Thank you for your time. It's not a trap. It's not a trap.
It's a trap.
It's not a trap. There's a trap. There's a trap right over there. But of course, like I said earlier, I will be on Tomby's show, The Chinwag, tomorrow at 3:30. However, like I had mentioned earlier, I do have to go get my back tires changed, so I will only be on there for a short period of time because there was a time period I could only go and do this. And since I wanted to be on their show tomorrow, since I had like a month in advance, I'm gonna show up, but I can only show up for a period of time because I need to get to work. So I gotta have those tires done. So, but see me tomorrow. Tomby will put out a link sometime tonight or tomorrow. I don't know, but you'll see it. But I'll be tomorrow around 3:30 is when I'll show up. I think they start at 3 p.m. Eastern, but I'm still at work, so I have to I have to get home first. So there's that. But also the last thing I do, and of course I believe I did it with you two last time, but last thing I do with my guests is called questions from a hat. What happened is I bought a hat from Rumble right here, and I put a bunch of questions in it. So what happens is that obviously I'm not monetized on YouTube, so sorry YouTube, you guys can't partake on this part, although you can watch. The other part though is I am monetized in Rumble, so what happens is my guest gets 2 freebie questions. That's right, 2 freebie questions get pulled right out of this hat, get asked to them, and all sorts of stuff. Whether they're fun ones, crazy ones, or weird ones that make you think, they're all in there. However, if you want more than just the 2 pulled out, you have to give a Rumble rant for it. That's right. I don't care the amount. You can give a 1, you can give a 500. I've had people spam me the 1s and 2s so many times. Makes it feel like I'm getting cotton candy in the morning. What matters is that you have to. Well, maybe not in the morning. That's not good for your health. But what matters is that you have to give at least a little something to get more than the two pulled out of the hat. So we're gonna start with the first one.
Cool.
We're gonna see what the K-Man gets. Maybe it's one he can answer. Maybe it's not. Maybe he'll just be like, I gotta pass on this one. This is just too deep, too deep. All right, here's question number 1. Let's see what it says.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what she said last night. Anyway,
but this one is, what sound do you hate to hear?
what sound do I? Ooh, wait a minute. Uh oh.
Refresh.
Wait a minute.
Refresh. Yep, refresh. Just refresh. Just refresh, K-Man. You should be able to get back on. There we go. Yep.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Whoa. I'm sorry. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Repeat the question again. I'm trying to.
Papa's back. I'm back in town. All right. So yeah, that's the downside of Rumble Studio. They haven't even figured it out yet. All right. What is the question? Was, what sound do you hate to hear?
What sound do I hate to hear? I hate to hear. This is for this. This is for my black folks, for real. It's for everybody knows you will hate to hear your whole government name being called, either by your parents or your bosses. You don't want to get called by your whole, at least not the whole name, at least the first name. I'm just like, what did I do this time? Yep. other than something breaking, and then it's my fault, and I'll be like, no. So I try not to panic, but yeah, that's practically 2. That's 2 answers.
Man, when you get your whole name called, you know something's up.
Oh yeah.
When they know your full name, you're like, son of a bit, what did I do this time? But anyway, okay.
I'm already getting blamed for stuff on a regular basis, so I'm like, what else do I do now? Well, it's your fault, Jerry. My name's not Jerry, but okay. Sure.
Someone didn't take out the trash. Like, it's not my job.
You didn't fix the sink. You broke the toilet seat.
Whoa. Hey, Taco Bell was calling, okay?
Breakfast and dinner, yeah.
Whoa. It's certainly a doozy right there. Here's question number 2, and that'll be that unless someone gives a rumble rate. Question is,
no.
This is the opposite of the other question I gave you. What sound do you enjoy hearing?
What sound do I enjoy hearing?
Is that what you could pass that one if you want? We could pass.
No. I like. I'm gonna bring it back to the game I love the most, which is I would be like, the sound I love the most is when they say an enemy is slain, or it's like you got a revenge kill. I'm just like, yeah, nice. I like that. Other than somebody's sister is hollering my name, then it's a little. That's a little not safe for work. Not safe for work. I'm just in.
We know what's really important to the game.
Grown man. People love hearing grown stuff in their ears.
That's right. We're all adults here. We can all admit this stuff. I would just go with fatality.
Mortal Kombat 2 is supposed to come out with the movie, so no.
Finish him.
I am a little hyped for that.
Your soul is mine. I was watching some of the older Mortal Kombat, and man, that's dated a bit.
Oh, yeah, true. I mean, for the first, I don't think, have I seen the first movie? I think I have, but I can't remember. I can't recollect anything, but I know that some of the actors is on there. But at least for Mortal Kombat 2, it might be something worth to watch. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of good feedback about like Superman, Fantastic Four, and then I remember MK2 coming out, at least in the movie. So at least.
Well, I did see both of those. I did see Superman. and I did see Fantastic Four. I would say I like Superman a bit more than Fantastic Four, but there were some points of contention within Fantastic Four. It's like, yeah, and it's very. I mean, it's very retro '60s sort of look. Um,
Mm.
but I did enjoy it. I didn't. It really. I don't remember what it gave. I think I gave it like a 6 or 7 out of 10, just because I enjoyed it, but it really wasn't like that fantastic. Because I did enjoy the 2005 more, right? Like the 2005 with Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, all this stuff. I did enjoy that bit more because they did have like the thing was actually the thing. It wasn't 3D. But this thing looked pretty good, but you could tell it was a little 3D-ish.
Mm.
But Superman, yeah, I enjoyed the Superman movie. It was I know a lot of people just in getting to the close, like a lot of people say, well, Superman needs help, Superman needs help, but like, what was the Justice League? Like, if you remember the animation of the Justice League, there was times where Superman needed help. There was sometimes where Wonder Woman needed help. All this stuff. The Justice League was about a team protecting the world, but they helped each other in times of need, and that's how I saw it. It's like it was pre Justice League, and it had some fun moments. But I mean, again, that one was 8 out of 10. I guess I'll give 6.5 for the Fantastic Four. But at the end of the day, I really think if you want to know about a movie, either ask someone you trust or just go see it for yourself because a lot of people have differences. Throwing out the woke, throwing out all this stuff. Sometimes you just have to see a movie to figure out if it was worth it for you or not. And if you don't want to, that's fine. Sometimes the trailer is supposed to sell you on a movie, and if it didn't sell you on the movie, that's okay too. It's all
Okay.
it's all just a movie at the end of the day. But regardless, uh, it's the end of the show, and of course, I want to thank all those in chat. Thank you for coming by, whether you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side, and of course, the big man himself. Thank you, K Man, for coming on. I know you're a busy man with all the good stuff you do, but you know what? I'm glad I got to have you on again and chat about whatever because this past 2 hours was heckin' awesome, and I look
I
forward.
forgot it was 2 hours.
Hey, that's why I do it. That's why I do it. But yeah, it was a fun time, and I look forward to doing it again, good sir. And I hope you rock them and sock them later. Preferably not in actuality. I don't want to, not
No.
getting, getting up there and doing what is that one game by Nintendo? Knockout? No, it's not. Is it Knockout? What is that one boxing game that they did a long time ago?
The one where Michael Jackson was on it?
No, Big Mike, Big Mike. Mike.
Oh, yeah, that arcade game. Yeah. When Big
Punch
Mike,
Out or something. I think it was like Punch Out or something like that.
I think
It's like
so.
Mike Tyson is in it. Mike
Yeah,
Tyson's in that game.
yeah.
But anyway, so like that. But anyway, guys, again, I end my show with another music video. Which, if you want to see this artist stuff, there's a link down below that will link directly to his YouTube channel, and he's made a whole bunch of stuff. Disney, Pixar, so many others. There's like a Pokemon one in there. So many other ones. Again, I enjoy all the same. But again, this one is called "One Day with You" by Pogo, and don't forget to mute your mic as well for this one. And I will see you all tomorrow on Tommy's channel at 3:30 for me. And like I said, I will probably only be there for a little while because I've got real life stuff I have to take care of. So
I'll
it
just
is what it is.
I'll say just shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to the Cayman's Castle, Chi-Town Gamers. Shout out to Spike Stream Team. I wouldn't be here without them.
I just need a moment. All right. Anyway, guys, see you next time. Have a great night. Bye.